Careful, guys. Yeah. And what up,
It's just
everyone?
scary.
So now it will alert everybody that we're going live, and then people will kind of start coming in. But if you guys are joining us today, we've got Evan from he's in Wisconsin. We got Melissa who is in Quebec. Quebec. Where specifically? Like
Quebec City,
Quebec City.
but yeah,
Perfect. And then Marie who's in Moscow. And where are you at? Casville. Casville.
I'm in LA.
Yes, I just left.
Oh,
Where in
sorry to
LA?
hear that.
Well,
Sherman Oaks.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
There we go. We got Parker.
Close enough and far enough away.
If you guys are in chat, Parker West is one of our mods. Say hi, Parker. He's a very nice guy. And the Quiet Trash is one of our people who's here all the time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll just let people get in here. I am currently in Grand Junction, Colorado, at a hotel because I'm driving to Wisconsin to visit my friend Evan, and flying was a little bit too dangerous right now.
True.
Yo,
have you gone to that race car little spot? It's like a go-karts, whatever, over in Grand Junction.
Here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've been here once on tour, and I don't know if we did it.
Yeah, there's like a go-kart place around there.
Oh.
I only know that from staying there on tour.
Maybe I gotta look. I forget stuff. What'd you say, Evan?
Same.
I'm still waiting for a day where they'll allow us to throw bananas behind us.
Like Mario Kart?
I wanted to do that so bad.
Like Mario Kart?
I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. Yeah, like throw some rocks at people like the shells.
Oh man, that might result in some injuries.
Well, we're padding.
Yeah, are you guys Mario Kart players, Melissa or Marie? For the Mario Kart?
Mm.
Are you familiar?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you at least know he's not.
Really.
It's a game where you drive carts around, and one of the ways you can affect the people that are behind you is you can throw banana peels behind you. So that's what Evan's saying is he wants to throw banana peels in real life. So.
I doubt it'll really work in real life, but.
Well, good thing I have my notebook here so I can write down you on my list of people to not go to go-karts with. So, I'm not trying to get bananaed. But yeah.
Remember, Evan, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Just bring those bananas with you.
I was thankful nobody had ever told Evan that until this point in his life. Now we might be in trouble though.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
It's all good. If we can get enough people in here, I'll probably have to do another sub drop for everyone. Oh, thank you, Kawhi. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. Don't get too crazy without me, guys. But 1 second, I'll be back. Evan, you can take the lead.
Oh, great.
I am now Adam Elmakias. Watch me as I shave my head.
So, I was curious.
It's so cold.
What's your favorite band by chance, everyone?
Earth, Wind, and Fire. How about you, Evan?
You'd laugh at me if I said it.
Music is music.
Okay, Backstreet Boys, childhood favorite.
Oh yeah.
Adult favorite too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They're good, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no shame.
My favorite bands are Miss May I and Story Untold.
Oh, and nice.
The last one is from Montreal, so they're a local band.
Metal bands.
Yeah.
Miss May I. Maybe we'll have to talk after this. I have some really funny old photos of Miss May I from a long time ago. I could send.
I met them 6 times, I think.
That's more.
5 or 6.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
We got other people that haven't told us their favorite bands. Come on, spit it out.
There's a Veil.
Okay.
Yeah, San Diego represent.
Yes.
I think this person
Adam?
Yeah. I need my mod to help me with this. Sorry.
You need your mom to help you with this?
No, mod. Hey.
Oh. I know a mod. It's called The last name of it is
Con-
called Pizza.
Connor is also a mod. Captain Lasagna. Hey, Lasagna, can you ban NINXH5? Because their stuff doesn't make any sense, and I think they just followed me to say stuff that's inappropriate. Thanks. Anyway, sometimes on Twitch people will come in and I have it as follower-only chat, so people have to follow me to say something, and they'll follow me, and then they'll say something inappropriate, and then they'll leave. But yeah, that's it. My favorite band is I like Bon Iver a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wisconsin. Bon Iver, Bon Iver. I don't know how you want to say it, depending on
Boner River.
the other end of the side. The other end of the side.
You mean the other end of the spectrum?
Yeah, the other end of the spectrum.
Shouldn't we stick to the?
Oh, yeah, let's stick to the topic. Cool. Well, let's get started here, guys. Thank you guys for coming and spending an hour with me today. I appreciate you. We are one short, but maybe something came up with them. I'm not sure. Well, we got 4 good people here anyway. But I guess let's start off with, if everybody kind of wants to say who you are, where you're from, and then maybe like what you do in the creative industry. So if you do photography, what type, or if you're a creative director, what you do. And I don't know. Why don't we start with Evan, and we could do Evan. Your turn.
Okay, I'm Evan. I do photography for athletics mostly right now at UW Whitewater at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, where I'm getting my bachelor's degree currently. I have an associate's degree in photography, and I love shooting hockey.
Yeah.
I covered the Culver's Cup at the Culver's High School hockey tournament at Madison from Madison. I think in Madison, Wisconsin a lot, and I'm from Madison. Not sure if there's anything else. I'm also starting. I have a web series that's starting up this year for athletics called War Documentaries.
There you go.
So I'm thinking about that for this year.
Awesome, Evan. Thank you. All right, Marie, you want to take it from there?
Yeah, I'm Marie. I am based between Denmark and Russia. I'm in Moscow right now. I'm a music journalist, and I mostly shoot music, concerts.
Yeah. All right, you got it, Caswell?
Oh, hi, my name's Castle Wolf. I work as a touring musician, but also as a creative director. So I work on music videos, commercials, advertisement. I don't know, you name it. I think I'm just everywhere in the industry at this point. I'm a little crazy, so I like to be involved in everything. I'm out in LA. I don't know. That's pretty much it.
Hell yeah.
Real simple.
All right, we'll pass it off to Melissa. Finish us off strong here.
So I'm Melissa. I'm from Quebec City in Canada. I do mostly concert photography, mostly bands that I already met, so it's kind of easier for me. And I like to do wild photography, like natures and animals, like for fun.
Hell yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you guys for. I think we have I know I told you guys before we got online, but I'm like really excited about the variety of people we have here in every possible way. And yeah, we also have Marissa in chat. She is another one of our mods, and she said that. What is she? She responded to you, Caswell, and said, "Where did it go? I think I'm just everywhere." It's a good quote, and I like that. I think I'm just everywhere. It's not many people can say that right now. Most of us are all stuck in our homes.
True.
Quarantine, but what was I gonna say? So I figured I'd start off by saying like, kind of like the actual Mayo Clinic definition of autism, and then maybe have you guys kind of explain it to us in your own words so that people can kind of understand it. But the definition on there is just autism spectrum disorder is a condition related to brain development that impacts how a person perceives and socializes with others, causing problems in social interaction and communication. And I felt like that was a pretty, I know it's way more deep than that, but that's a pretty blanket statement to help anybody get caught up that maybe isn't familiar with autism spectrum on what it is. Evan, you don't have to raise your hand. You can just talk.
Well,
but I do like that. But if you want to start us off and maybe explain to us what autism, how it affects you and what it means to you in your life, and then people can kind of
I
piggyback off that.
started an autism social group at Madison College where I got my associate's degree. So I dealt with I worked with a lot of people that were on the spectrum in every category, like every part of the spectrum. We had people on the low end and on the high functioning end. But for me, it comes with the nonverbal stuff at this point, and I've learned a lot along the way.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It comes with the nonverbal stuff at this point. Can you explain that?
Like,
remember,
if someone's telling me to stop talking too much in conversation,
Mhm.
I don't always get that, and it's hard for me to catch that, even if it's like staring me right in the face.
Mhm.
And then also I'm socially awkward at times too, and then it's hard to read people.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, remember when you're saying these things, it's okay to be as basic and explain as much as you want, because some people will come to this conversation without any experience on what it means to be on the autistic spectrum. So anything you say
But
helps.
on the other end, I'm really smart with cameras and especially film, outdated stuff too. So
That's
like
cool.
film.
All right, well, does somebody else want to relay on a little bit there? I know yeah, go for it. Anybody want to jump in? Go for it.
I like how in that definition it said that it's a condition and not an illness, because a lot of people consider it like a serious illness or a disease, which it's not. So it's nice.
People make it seem like it's some like contagious bug that you're gonna get, and like, oh, that's it. Oh no. And it's funny how human beings will kind of read into something and think it's like the worst thing ever. I think it's a gift more than anything. We lose out on some things that, honestly, I think at this point, you know, I'm 30 now. I don't think I need it. Like, yeah, I'm socially awkward. Fuck it. Well, like, it's fine. There's moments where social interactions kind of suck, but I feel like as long it's a muscle that if you keep working it out, you'll get used to it. I prefer the other gifts of being able to sit in a room and just get kind of like absorbed by art and be able to have like that amazing one-on-one connection with it. I think that's more important than anything else. But
so could you maybe like explain, like, we know what it is in the way where you're saying, like, you know, it's a condition and it's hard to do social things, but when you say the gifts, can you like talk more into that? Like, maybe if that makes sense.
Sure. I think it's different for everyone. You know, the term on the spectrum is like where we have to start, where you can be deep into the spectrum or you can be just on the outskirts, and it's hard to tell with every single person. It could be from the simplest things, from like sensory overloads. Like, I only wear certain kinds of t-shirts. Ever since I was a kid, I couldn't wear like the hard cotton kind of Hanes stuff. I had to wear like softer shirts. I would literally freak out. It's like, I can't wear this, fuck, you know, and I'd rather be shirtless than wear something extremely uncomfortable. But that's not the gift for me. I don't know. I think I just, in a personal sense, I think my connection with like art and music wouldn't be as refined as it is if it wasn't for having this kind of condition. I'm under the assumption that anyone and everyone creative is just a little bit on the spectrum. You have to be, and you know, and then from there, it goes deeper. It depends on your quote unquote condition. It depends on how you grew up. I didn't know that I was on the spectrum until I was an adult. I didn't find out from my parents until later on. They thought that it'd be debilitating or something like that. I didn't find out until I was 24 years old. I was like, what? Well, a lot of things make sense now, because you know, you have no idea. If no one told you, would you know? And I didn't realize that. So I kind of carried on in life as thinking I was a not normal adult or human until later on in life. I was like, oh, everything makes sense now.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck, I'm on the spectrum. That makes perfect sense. And it's not a bad thing. It makes certain interactions different. You know, I think in the typical band world, you put little spectrum-y me in a bus, and it's a little different, a little strange. But I usually just keep to myself in that sense.
That's great. You're good at explaining things.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well done.
Honestly, I've been sitting with it for the last 6 years. I've been trying to like fully understand it, and I've been completely fascinated. Some of my other bandmates are also on the spectrum, and it's like it's cool. It's
That is awesome.
interesting to see the difference in.
Oh, that sounds like a dream come true. I'd love to see that band. Your
Dude,
band.
it's awesome.
Well, what?
Thanks.
Yeah, and if what's the name of your band?
Vespera. It's like Vesper with an A at the end.
Connor, if you want to find that, throw it in the chat so we can check it out. But Melissa and Marie, I don't know if you guys want to speak more, like how it affects your life or how it affects your career, and we can kind of keep going from there. And
Yeah, like who goes?
Melissa,
What?
why don't you go first, and then Marie will pick it up and finish us off.
Yeah, like for me, my diagnosis was pretty recently. Like I only know since June 24, but I suspected
Wow.
it for a year and a half. So I'm quite new to this, but like all my childhood and adult, I always felt different. It was hard because like I didn't know what was going on, and like I was always thought I was not normal, and I just like it was overwhelming. Like it was hard for me. For job, it was always hard too. Like I just can't keep my jobs. Like I always end up leaving them. Like it's just too much for me. And like I mean, when I'm in talk to people, I don't know the intentions of other people, so it's like I'm mostly nonverbal in conversation. So I just listen to other people's, and like sometimes I just don't understand what they talk. So that's pretty much about it.
Wow. Well, thank you for like learning about it so recently, and then so soon after coming and doing something like this. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do, I think. So kudos. I would clap if it wouldn't make everybody. So I'll just snap so it doesn't deafen everybody.
I just wish one day to bring awareness on this, like, because I just never knew what was going on with me. So, like, one day I just want to talk about it, and like maybe to people to understand what it is, because like maybe like 5 years ago I didn't know what it was, and like I believed the stereotypes, but once I read about it, it's just so much deeper than that. It's just like every types of autism.
That's awesome. Well, good for you. And I like hearing it from your voice. It's good to hear you talk about it. I don't know. It's nice coming from somebody who's experiencing everything. I don't. Yeah, go for it.
Fresh.
What'd you say?
No, I was gonna say that's fresh, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Did you say June 23rd?
4th, right?
June 24.
Oh wow, that's like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow, man, good job. Well, Marie, do you want to?
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
What? Is it my turn?
It is your
Yeah.
turn. We're passing it to you.
Okay. Well, I'm actually also, I mean, I've always kind of known, I guess, about it, but I was only officially diagnosed last year, so I'm also still trying to figure out what it means to me. But the thing I hear from people a lot when I tell them that I'm on the spectrum is that you seem so normal.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's because people have like very stereotypical view of autism, and that's because when they were studying it years ago, whatever, they were studying voice. So all the symptoms that you see about autism, they are based on voice, and it actually affects girls a bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's also just the nonverbal things, and communication and eye contact is the worst.
Yeah.
And just not knowing when to speak and taking things literally and not understanding sarcasm. However, I have a theory that when people say that I don't understand jokes, I just think that most people are not funny.
Same.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm also still learning about it, so it's cool. It's cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like overwhelmingly across the board, like the hardest part is that if once somebody learns that you're on the spectrum, it's not like learning that, let's take something easy as somebody's missing a leg or something like that. It's like, okay, I know what things are harder for you in life. I know how that affects your life. If somebody says that they're on the spectrum, you don't really know how that affects their life. You don't really know what that means, but they have like these assumptions. So you almost have to there's a certain step of you're like educating people first before they can even really understand. And I mean, I'm even learning here. Like I've known Evan for a very long time, and just learning how it affects everybody else and how different everybody can be is so wild to me.
You would know.
I would know. So I wanted to know, like, when you guys, I mean, I know that we're all here, you guys are all here because y'all have a similarity of being on the autistic spectrum, or is it autistic spectrum or autism spectrum? What am I doing? What's correct? Do you guys?
I think it's called Autism Spectrum.
Autism Spectrum. Okay, sorry about that. I misspoke. But also you got, well, I don't know. I want to get it right as I can. But also you guys are all creatives and you're all doing photography or video or creative directing. What do you guys think drew you to that field? And do you think it's closely connected to being on the spectrum, or do you think it's just who you are and you also happen to be on the spectrum?
Definitely. Like, I feel like every person on the spectrum kind of finds their comfort, the little comfort zone. And I think for a lot of people on the spectrum, it just happens to go into the arts. I don't know why. I don't have any scientific reasoning. It just be like that. Ever since I was a little kid, that's just what I was attached to. And it's like, I feel like I'm very, and I've noticed this with other friends of mine in the spectrum. It's like, if we don't want to do it, we won't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have any interest in it, we have no interest in it. It's when we have something that we like that we really obsess into it, and we're just like
full speed ahead,
full force into it. Yeah, it's our well, to a certain extent, I feel like it's full force, like in a very introspective way, or introverted way, where it's like you're very in it. But when it comes to like having to do it for for everyone else, that's when it gets a little strange. So you might be like full force in like sitting with an instrument or with editing software or whatever it might be. But then when it comes out to, when you have to go do it for the rest of the world, or you have to like have a platform on it, or, go on social media, talking to a camera or something like that, that's when it gets a little strange.
Yeah.
I feel like, I've been, even now, it's like, I can't even talk to a laptop. I have to like look away. It's interesting how this works.
You're doing great, man. Don't even stress
thanks.
it.
It's, I think that, it's not a coincidence that I'm on the spectrum and also like weirdly obsessed with art and music and just everything and anything creative. Mm-hmm. That's my outlet. I can't really, I can't speak for anyone else, but yeah, 100%. Spectrum has drawn me to this. Final answer.
Does anybody else want to chime in? Evan, you want to go?
I played on an autistic hockey team. We were not supposed to be in the league we played in. I was the goalie, so I wore the clown pants. But I was actually pretty good. But at the same time, a lot of them were really high functioning like myself. Some of them went on to college too. One of them is going to UW-Madison for engineering, I believe. He's at MATC, Madison College, right now for his gen eds, but he's going for engineering at UW-Madison on a full ride scholarship, and one of the smartest people I know with numbers. And yes, he does have a big ego, so it does come like
well, Evan, why don't you teach us like how it has affected your path that you picked in how much you like photography.
I love hockey because I played it a lot for 10 years before I got, my 5th concussion playing it. So I had to, opt out due to doctors heavily saying that, if you keep on that path of playing, you're not going to get to photograph it either.
Yeah.
What gave me
So you switched
more
to photography, right?
Yeah.
You switched to photographing it, and then do you think that
All my connections I had at Madison Ice Arena, I got to shoot an AHL game because I met the owner of the Milwaukee Admirals minor league hockey team, which was an affiliate of the Nashville Predators.
Well, Evan,
So I thought that was really cool to get to cover that.
Evan, try to think about the things that everybody else
Right.
can kind of relate on, because not everybody is like us from Madison, Wisconsin. They don't know all these teams and all those things. So maybe try to think about when you do
Sorry
photography.
about that.
You don't have to apologize. That's fine. We're all here to learn about each other. Just try to think
Yeah.
about the things that are on that being on the spectrum has helped you with, and why photography, or I know you like to do other creative things, is the outlet you choose to do as a career and as a passion.
I
Think
like
about that.
journalism too because I like seeking the truth. So
Yeah. And you like,
it's hard. I don't know how to lie really. So
yeah.
So it just makes perfect sense for me to go into that field. I do know how to filter out some of the BS.
Mm-hmm.
Now that people tell me and not believe all of it. Like I'm constantly fact checking everything that I get, and I have my phone on me 24/7. It drives my mom crazy.
Yeah.
How much I pull it out for fact checking from time to time.
All right, we got a curveball, but we have Jade joining us. I'm gonna let her in.
Oh shit!
We got her.
Yes.
Jade, you made it. You're late, but you're here. How are you?
Just
Oh no. Okay, well you're joining us. It's okay. Do you want to take a few minutes to wake up, or do you want to hang out?
already did it. I already did it.
You did it. All right, you're online, so people are watching you. But everybody say welcome to Jade.
Hi. I
Jade?
just
Jade.
went to sleep.
It's okay. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I was just very tired. I woke up and I was like, oh my god. No, something's not right. Something's really wrong.
It's okay. Well, how about you take a moment? I'm gonna catch you up on where we're at, and then when you can join in the conversation, you do that. How's that sound?
Great.
Okay, perfect. So we've kind of all introduced ourselves. Everybody's talked about how the autism spectrum affects their lives, and how they kind of went into the creative world and stuff like that. And we're kind of all discussing what it's like to be a creative and why we think. And I don't know, that's kind of where we're just discussing that right now. And Evan went, Caswell went. I think Marie or Melissa might chime in now. And then after they're done, if you want to talk too, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And also, good morning.
It's 2 over here, so.
I don't think
Where are you at?
Texas.
Texas. Good afternoon. I meant good morning just because you woke up. I count anybody who just wakes up as good morning. Yeah. All right, Marie or Melissa, do you guys want to talk about photography or anything and all that stuff? And I don't know where were we kind of at with Caswell and Evan.
Wanna go?
Marie, why don't you go first, and then Melissa will
Okay.
bring it up at the end. We'll switch it off this time.
Okay. I don't know how much of it is the autism and how much of it is just me. I don't really have
of course.
I can't really compare it. But I've been only doing concert photography for a year, maybe a bit more, but it's helped a lot in a way that I just don't have to worry about what to do with my hands at concerts, like what to look, where to look, like how to speak to people. So it's great. But I don't know. There is a question in the chat about like hyperfixations.
Yeah.
And I would just have to say that mine is probably music, and it has always been. And I grew up in a middle of nowhere in Russia. There was absolutely nothing there, no bands, and I was growing up listening to all these amazing bands from US or UK and just thinking I would never ever see them or meet them. And then I moved to the UK and I went to every single concert, every single tour. I followed my favorite band on tour twice. And then I realized, oh, I could monetize it and become a journalist.
Yeah.
Photographer. But honestly, I'm not sure if it's because of the autism or just because it's just my thing.
Yeah. Or both. Who knows? Yeah, that it's definitely hard to differentiate, and that's why it's cool to talk and see like if you guys know or don't know. And what was I gonna say? Do you wanna? We can do that question after. Melissa, why don't you chime in and then we'll ask that question to everybody and see what people say. I think your audio is good. I know you got disconnected there, but welcome back. Oh, we actually can't hear you right now, Melissa. Let's see. Let me see. I wonder if she can hear me. You guys can't hear either, right?
No.
All right, let me message her. Melissa, I can't hear you. 1 second. I'm gonna open up the chat here.
Maybe she's muted. Like in the corner of your screen, you can.
Yeah, let's see.
try
I hope I didn't mute her. No, it's not muted. I can't remove her, so I'm not 100% sure on the solution for this, to be quite honest. Melissa, I think you should leave and then come back in, if you can hear me. Try to leave and then rejoin the chat and see if that works. Oh wait, here. I don't have any sound. I had an alert on my phone. I don't know what to do. Leave the chat and come back. Okay. Just use the same link. Okay, they're gonna leave and come back. We'll get it figured out.
Really good question that just got dropped into the chat.
Do you wanna say it out loud?
What are some misconceptions about autism you'd like to debunk? What is something we can do as fellow creatives to be more inclusive of people on the autism spectrum?
You want to start it off?
Yeah, I think the big misconception, we're not so different, you and I, is where I'd like to start. You know, we just have a few little differences.
1 second. Let me just double check Melissa here real fast. Melissa, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I do
She's
hear.
back.
We got you back. Caswell's brought a good question that came up in the chat, and we're basically talking about the misconceptions of autism and what we can do to kind of help with that. So he's answering now, and then we'll kind of go around and everybody can talk.
Word.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. So the big misconceptions, I think, is it's very simply put, where you and I are not so different. There are some people that will have some, I hate using the word handicap, but I feel like it's the proper term. You know, some person might be less keen on louder noises and certain kind of atmospheres, and you just have to be understanding of it. This is something that I think you should always walk into with compassion and kindness, and just with an open, receptive mind. You can't sit there and be like, ugh, you can't be in a loud room. Why? Like, suck it up, pussy. You can't say stuff like that to people on the spectrum. It's something that it's out of our control. Some people have the ability to kind of work on it, but it's not the easiest thing. It's some things are easier for us than it is for you, and other things vice versa. It's the hardest thing ever, but it's the easiest thing for you. Some people are able to walk into a room and talk to a bunch of strangers and get on like it's no big deal. I need drugs to do that. Whereas, other people can't even go and do that whatsoever just because they're on the spectrum, but they can add up numbers real freaking quick. It's almost like a superpower that has some drawback, is what I always like to refer to. It's like you're gonna have, like, if you're thinking of like a video game, you're gonna get some stats up here.
Yeah, I think of it as a
awesome
stat game. You get like
man.
more in one spot, and you're like, yeah.
Exactly.
Like football.
Yeah, dude, pretty much. It's just you have plus to whatever, and then you're just gonna lose out on some other things. And for me, I'm totally cool with that. So to go right back to the question, it's not as bad as you think it is. People act like it's this crazy, like, oh no, I'm sorry. It's like, it's fine. I'm chilling. I didn't know for the first 25 years of my life. Yeah, I had like a what the hell's wrong with, like, what,
Yeah.
why are things the way that they are? But then it all makes sense, and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. You know, it's not that big of a deal, is what I like to tell people. Like, it is, you know, on our end, trying to like come out into the world, but you don't have to be like, oh no, I'm
Don't make
so
like a
sorry.
like almost like making a spectacle out of it is sometimes makes it even harder to, you know, assimilate.
Yeah.
Like, just like be hanging out. And
I appreciate questions. I appreciate genuine curiosity, but I hate feeling like a zoo animal. You know what I mean?
nobody
It's
likes
like,
that.
yeah, it's just like, whoa, like this. It's when fascination goes a little too crazy. You know, it's like,
I know that feeling all too well.
have any of you guys ever had like the you get introduced, it's like, this is my friend blank and they're autistic, and you're like, why the fuck, like, what's wrong with you? You know, and it's like, apparently we're the ones that are supposed to be bad at like social cues and all that kind of stuff, but then people do really tone deaf stuff like that. I'm like, who's actually on the spectrum here? You know,
I actually take a lot of pride in my autism diagnosis, because I do feel it gives me a one up on some of the, well, some of my classmates at least, because I notice I'm hyper visual. Like, I will, and then I also have a good sense at, you know, just what's happening around me now. Part of that is, you know, just being around sports for a long period of time and starting to learn it. The other part is, you know, just being able to follow patterns, and I can see a pattern coming a mile away, it seems, for games, and that's how I'm able to cover so many of these games so well, sometimes better than what the professional that they have hired at the school is doing. And
you might benefit from being a sports actuary.
It's frustrating at times to have to not be taken seriously by so many people out in the public. But you know, but when it gets down to the nitty gritty of it, I actually care more about what the people who are paying me for my work are saying. And so far, they love it and what I'm doing for them, and they give me full reign of all the sports that I want to cover as a student photographer.
That's great,
and
Evan.
For the Rovers Cup, I get to do whatever I want, almost, to a certain degree.
Evan, you're good, Evan. I was gonna say, I don't know if before we jump to anybody else, if you have any quick misconceptions, or that was kind of, maybe I'm wording it wrong. What was the question, Caswell? I actually have it on my chat.
What are some misconceptions about
Yeah.
autism you'd like to debunk? What is something we can do as fellow creatives to be more inclusive of people on the autism spectrum?
So, Evan, maybe first, if you have anything you want to debunk quick, and then we'll get to the other three people, and then afterwards we'll talk about what we can do to help more.
Oh, yeah. We're way more capable than what the label says. It's just a label. It's just another label. Like, let's put out there, like, let's just call it like ADD or whatever. You know, it's treatable. It's able to work around. There's you know, ways to get past it and, you know, work into regular society.
That's a great point. So basically,
everyone's a little weird.
We're not that different than you. We just have, you know, and is that what you're saying, Evan?
Yeah, we just take a different route, a different scenery. We take the more scenic route, I like to say.
True.
That's a good way of saying it. Well, what about Jade? Do you want to jump in here and talk about some misconceptions with people on the autism spectrum?
Sure. I think a really big one is that, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, we support you, whatever, you know, but, you know, when the symptoms actually come up, and for someone like me who's more, I guess, like higher functioning, it looks more as, I think like a lot of my symptoms do come off as me looking kind of bitchy
Okay.
sometimes. So I think that's a very big
Conception.
So they're reading you. They're reading your actions as if you're like they're reading.
It's like it's almost like I don't like look autistic enough to them. So whenever the symptoms do show, they don't look at it as a symptom of my autism. They look at it as me being a bitch or a child. Or
Yeah. Do you think it's on purpose, or maybe because they just don't know yet, or do you know what I mean? Like, what do you think is the thought behind that?
I think it's just kind of hard for a lot of people to grasp and understand. I think that's what it is, and a lot of people are like a little too selfish and don't want to take the time to like educate themselves.
Yeah.
And they think they know, like, I guess everything about whatever, but obviously not.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a really big one just for me in particular, is coming off as something I'm not, or being perceived as like a horrible person or something, when it's just like, no, I'm just having a really hard time.
That makes sense. Well, thank you for coming on here and sharing and helping educate people so that, when it does come up, hopefully they can handle it appropriately.
Yeah, it's very important too.
We're up to 25 on the stream.
What'd you say, Evan?
We're up to 25 on the stream.
That's great, man. And we have
I think I have something to add on to that.
Yeah, go
I
for
think
it.
just most people just don't understand that people on the spectrum communicate differently. I don't know about everyone else in here, but I'm a little too blunt sometimes. Yeah,
like rude or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, I don't get it. Like, I'm just saying the truth. Like, don't like what?
Yeah, I think that's my favorite issue that I always have, where I'll just like bluntly, someone will complain about something or whatever, and I'll just be like, well then don't do it, or well then do it, or what do you and they just look at me like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, it's a real thought. I'm sorry, I'm unabashedly blunt, and I think that's something that a lot of us on the spectrum just kind of deal with, and that's why I love all my friends on the spectrum, because we just keep real with each other. There's no like fake like, oh totally, they'll be like, that sucks, turn it off. I'm like, okay. Hey, this song's giving me a headache. Okay, it's a lot more clear of a friendship,
to the point.
Which, yeah, I like that. A lot of people beat around the bush, I feel. So that's one of our superpowers, I guess. Clear,
Adam,
concise
this is the best thing you've ever done for any of us. Well, me at least.
Well, thank you, Evan. I appreciate you saying that.
I met some pretty cool people today. I have to say that.
We're not done yet. You sound like you're saying goodbye. We still got. What are you doing? Come on, just stick around.
I just want to get it out there.
All right, I appreciate it.
I just got here.
Yeah, just showed up.
I found an arena and I'm so excited.
Let's go multitasking.
At least 12 sharks at great white sharks in the past week on.
Are we Pokemon brag? Oh, Animal Crossing. Pokemon, not
Animal Crossing, man.
I'm sorry. You can make fun of me. I made a mistake. I apologize.
I bought like Bells and Nook Mile tickets with real money at like 5 a.m. So I didn't really sleep.
I get it.
Hence my lateness.
It's okay. We're here now, and I appreciate all your contributions. Melissa, Marie, I would love to hear from you guys if you guys think there's. Well, I'm gonna say somebody first, so you guys don't keep cutting each other off of my own fault. But let's go, Marie, and then Melissa, and you guys can tell us some misconceptions that you have experienced.
I guess there are like negative stereotypes, but there are also positive stereotypes, and people think that autistic people are like all so creative and cool and quirky and smart, and I feel like sometimes they want that part, but then they don't want the meltdowns. They don't
they
want sensory overload. So like I can be entertaining and tell you a lot of facts about space or whatever I'm interested in, and then I will ignore you for like 2 days because I really can't look at my screen because it physically hurts me. Then suddenly I'm acting bitchy, so that's not cool. Yeah, and just the whole "you look so normal" thing, because that's what you see me going out and socializing for 2 hours, but what you don't see is the 4 hours of preparation beforehand and the whole day of recovering afterwards.
Yep.
That makes
Feel
sense.
that. Feel that.
Melissa, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, like for me, I think eye contact, like I can make eye contact, but I stare at people and just people. And when I try to get diagnosed, they said to me that I can't be autistic because I can make eye contact. So like it took a time from when I was trying to be diagnosed. So it wasn't like really that easy for me to have it. So that's why it took like quite a long time. So I guess for me that's pretty much it.
I'm sorry to hear you've had to deal with people telling you those things, but I'm happy that maybe getting diagnosed helps you have some more, you know, thought process there.
I think that's one of my favorite things I hear from people. They're like, "Well, you don't look autistic." It's like,
that's
what does
so
autism look like?
Yeah, that like hurts my heart on a really deep level to hear that people would say that to somebody. I guess it's, I don't know.
What are you supposed to say to that?
Yeah, I don't get, Marie, what's up?
Jade's cat.
I've learned to get really good at sarcasm ever since, I've gotten that a few times. Like, well, you don't look you don't look autistic, and I'm just like,
Jade, you got a cat? Also, you want to?
Yeah, she's very needy.
Needy cat. We're needy too. Can we see your cat? Oh wow.
She will talk and talk and talk until she's given attention. So I didn't want her.
She's so cute.
Sophia. Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Sophia.
Oh my god.
Wow.
She was just being loud, so I didn't want to.
That's awesome. Well,
Adam has a cat.
I do have a cat.
Bruno's
Lives with my mom currently. What's up, Bryn? We've got some good questions in chat. I hope that's cool if I ask them.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the chat. Like I don't
so
know
Jade, I know I didn't fill you on everything, but one of the other things that missed was if you go to twitch.tv/elmachias, if you and then you click on, make sure you mute it because the audio will start feeding into our stream, obviously. And then you can see the chat there and people asking questions. But one of the questions we had from Kwai Trash, who I want to say thank you to. Kwai gifted some subs to people, which is basically supporting the channel. Helps me pay for my Zoom subscription so I can do things like this. But appreciate that deeply. They wanted to know if they were at a show and they find somebody that was struggling with overstimulation, is there anything that you guys would recommend doing? I know it's different for everyone, but they'd love to hear your guys' opinions if there's anything that somebody else can do to help. Evan, you want to go first? I see a hand raise.
Yeah.
Hit him, Evan.
For me, I have to have some sort of a camera, whether it be my phone or something, just to take my mind off the stuff, so I can just listen to the music and just just capture a couple photos, because I can filter the world through a lens a lot better. That's why I choose to shoot photos of practically everything, anything and everything.
That's awesome. That really makes sense.
It just lets me, like, all the noise on the football fields are easy to just filter out because I'm so absorbed in the game and covering the game. I don't even need headphones or anything on me.
Yeah.
Really to get zoomed in. I just look in and it's just the world becomes just silent. I'm in the zone.
Yeah, it helps you focus. Super focus.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
But
superpower.
I'm pretty sure it'd be different for everyone else. So maybe
Yeah. It's there isn't like a one-stop shop antidote to this. If you notice someone, I mean, first off, it's like, how would you know that the person's overstimulated? You know, usually they're showcasing some sort of fidgeting of some sort is what I've, noticed. People that tend to be uncomfortable or overstimulated start to kind of show like little fidgeting signs. And all you could do is like, don't put your hands on them, just lightly tap them, ask them if they're okay, offer to walk outside with them, maybe. It depends. Some people, don't want to move. Some people would rather just, sit there or stand there and not talk to anyone. I think the most important thing is to just tread carefully. It's like you're tiptoeing into the shallow end of water. You don't want to just jump in. You don't want to jump on someone and be like, "Are you okay?" And then, grab by the shoulders. You'll scare the shit out of them and make it worse.
I've had that happen to me. That is not fun.
Nope. Nope. So I would tell anyone, if you notice someone, if you have a friend that's on the spectrum and you notice that they're feeling overstimulated in a public place, the best thing you could do is ask them if they're okay and usually get them out of the environment. That I think that's the easiest thing. Some people don't want to move. Some people don't want to leave, and you have to be understanding of that too. Just patience and an open mind will help a ton.
Get you a long way.
Yeah, some people won't know. Like, you can ask them, "Hey, what do you need?" and they won't know. And at that point, it's like either you just stand there with them, or you give them the space that they need, or try to get them out of the room. That's it for that question, at least. I think that's the best answer you can give.
Sense.
And I think we're going to implement Evan's hand raising technique because it's going so well. And let's go to Marie next. It's great. It helps so much.
Yeah. I would also say if someone has a friend who is on the spectrum, it maybe would be a good idea to ask them in advance, if you get overstimulated or have a sensory overload, what should I do? So when it does come to it, you aren't lost and confused about what to do.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's because it's different for everybody too, right? And it's
but generally, I think just it would probably for most people not a good idea to touch them and force them to speak, or a hug would probably not be a good idea.
Somebody in chat said they'd be on the ground in a ball if somebody came up and did anything to them like that in a show. Connor or Rod. And I was like, yeah, I think it sounds like generally you just treat it the same way you would treat almost most people if they were having these
regular human being.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Melissa or Jade, do you guys want to speak to that at all?
For the overstimulation.
Yeah, is there anything there? I mean, maybe we covered it all. It's your choice.
Yeah, I mean, I particularly, I agree with Evan. I believe that's. But I do agree. It's filtering it out. It seems to help, and I do have earplugs. So,
ooh, nice. That's a good one.
But you should wear earplugs anyway if you're gonna go.
Yeah, protect your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be really close to the speakers.
Melissa, do you have anything else? Anything you want to say? If not, that's okay. I'm gonna go on to the next question.
Yeah, earplugs, like people says, always help. And what I prefer is when someone that are friends with me that know me and they ask me what's going on, and if they try to ask me some questions like, do you want to go out? If I'm really close to those friends, I will like a hug, because it depends on people, but a hugs from specific peoples will help. If I don't know them, it will be worse.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I can't think of anybody who's like, I just want a random person to come up and start hugging me. I don't think that would be comfortable.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Cool. Thank you, Melissa. I was gonna a Blue Fox and then Marissa added on in chat. They wanted to know, and I'm not familiar with all of these shows, so I'm assuming that they all involve people on the spectrum. But there's shows like Atypical, Parenthood, and The Good Doctor, which I'm assuming are all things that have prominent characters with people on the autism spectrum. Do you guys think that they're wildly inaccurate, and would you prefer a real autistic actor portray them, or like I guess just in that space, do you think that it's a good thing or a bad thing, or how do you feel about them?
House.
You want to start,
And,
Jade?
It's okay if Evan would like. It's okay. It's okay. But I have only personally seen Atypical, and I don't think I've seen a lot of it. There are some parts that I do relate to, but I think there are some parts that are extremely just like a little too much. Just like there was an instance where he broke into his therapist's house or
Oh, wow.
something like that. And it was just it was just really strange. And then I also don't really like how the mom in the show is kind of looked at as like this huge saint, basically, for putting up with Sam, quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
But
Yeah.
So I've only really seen that one, and I mean, some things I do personally relate to, but there's other things that I don't relate to, or I guess see for myself.
Yeah.
And then I guess as far as the acting thing goes, I'm not. As long as you do it, like, just don't be a dick, I guess.
Castle, did you want to? 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm getting kicked out of here.
Oh.
That's okay. They're gonna my girlfriend's gonna handle it. Castle, you want to add into that?
He's your bouncer, dude.
Yeah.
I'm caught up on Atypical. I think it's a very beautiful show, and I think it offers perspective to people. Obviously, everything isn't 100% correct, but I think they've done a good effort in speaking to people on the spectrum and trying to get a good understanding of it. Are some things a little overhyped? Absolutely, but it's a kind of in that what's the word I'm looking for? In the over dramatization, I guess it's like
TV show.
It's a TV show, but in that over dramatization, it gives perspective.
Like Sheldon from what was that show? Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the stuff he does, I would never do that. That is that's exaggeration of autism or Asperger syndrome to the.
Yeah, it's very exaggerated, but I don't know if it's ever explicitly stated that he is.
He sure has a lot of the signs, that's for sure.
Yeah,
it's like
one of those things.
Steve Jobs from Apple. If you ever looked at his videos, he had a lot of those qualities.
Well, cool. I like that. Marie, Melissa, do you guys want to add anything on that at all?
Not for me.
No? Okay.
I've only seen Atypical. I mean, it's a good place to start if someone wants to learn a bit more about autism and what it's like. I wouldn't say it's the most accurate show, but it's nice. And there are some parts that are genuinely funny. But for the most part, I feel like they just, whoever wrote it, they opened like a handbook about autism and just threw in all the traits and just hoped for the best.
I mean,
it's not the worst.
I feel like a lot of these things can be said for a lot of TV shows too. It's just a matter of like whether it's somebody who's autistic or not. You know, they just dramatize and make a lot of things extreme. I guess the main thing here is it destructive?
That's just a Netflix show in general.
Yeah, I guess
kind of gets cheesy after a point.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, cool. We got to get finished up here. We got about 5 more minutes, and I don't want to leave in a rush. I personally just want to say thank you guys for coming and hanging out today. I hope that after this, if you guys ever need help finding another creative that you can relate to, maybe on a whole nother level, that these people, you guys can reach out to each other, and if you need help connecting, let me know.
I'd be willing to friend you guys on. I'd be willing to be friends with you guys on Facebook and whatnot.
Facebook friends, day one. Let's go, Evan.
You guys
That's
are cool. Every single one of you.
I think I accepted. I don't know if I accepted yours. I don't know if that was Facebook or Instagram.
And Captain Lasagna.
Instagram.
Connor just put everybody's links in the chat too. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say he put everybody's links. So if you guys want to find any of them on socials, he has found everything that exists about you.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, this is a great conversation. Thank you. I learned a lot. I mean, I only know as much as Evan teaches me. I haven't gone and researched it on my own. So it's nice to hear from a lot of different people and a lot of different perspectives. And I don't know. Hopefully, maybe we can do this again sometime or something. Or maybe you guys can help me get other groups that want to talk more, like this dialogue. I really appreciate your time. Do you guys want to say?
I'd love to plug something.
You want to plug? Yeah, let's plug it. Let's plug it.
I'd love to plug a book for anyone that is wondering about people on the autism spectrum. Just something that I read this and I was like, fuck. It's called The Reason I Jump.
The Reason I Jump. Who's it by?
It's a good boy.
It's originally by a 13-year-old boy in Japan with autism.
Oh, wow.
Naoki Higashi. Oh, boy. I don't remember his last name here.
It sounds like if I see the author, I'll know. It sounds like a pretty unique name.
Naoki Higashida.
Whoa.
And what'd you like about it?
It's hard to put into words. It's just you read it and you feel seen and heard. And I think it's a better.
Bryn put it in chat if you guys want to check it out.
It's a better highway into understanding people on the spectrum more so, and it just tries to normalize just people on the spectrum.
Okay.
Because it's at the end of the day, I think that's all anyone would want. It's to just feel, yeah, we're not like normal, but what is normal? Anyways, what's normal to the spider's chaos for the fly.
Yeah.
It's just a good perspective for anyone that's wondering and wants to understand more and just,
well, thank you.
Wants to answer a few questions.
I will check it out. Yeah,
it's a short read.
Well, thank you guys for starting this conversation because I think it's good to start somewhere. And I don't know, I think it's nerve-wracking to do something like this. So respect to everybody here. Does anybody else have a sign out or a plug or anything they want to say before we head out? Even if it's just
it was great.
I don't think I can say what's going on in my mind.
Oh, okay. Well, let's keep it there then. If it's appropriate, Evan, you can say it. But if it's inappropriate, don't say it. Remember, there's people watching, so just be considerate. Okay.
Well, it's clean, so.
Okay. Use your judgment. Go for it.
All right. Well, my sign out is I wish there was an autistic highway called the Autobahn.
And that's it.
And Evan's humor.
Right,
Melissa, did you want to say something now too? I know.
Yeah, it was great. I feel like to talk about it, to be on the spectrum and being a photographer too. So I was always asking when I got my diagnosis if there was people like me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that you were looking for people on the spectrum, and I was like, that's so a coincidence. I just write a message about it, like I wanted to be part of it. So I'm thankful.
Hey, it's mutual. Yeah. It's mutual. Well, Maria.
Yeah, it was really cool because it's very strange because I grew up in the warped scene or whatever, 14, and seeing your work when I was 13, 14 years old, and then just being 21 now, and then working in that community, and then just doing it. It's weird. It's very weird. Very full circle, is this really happening? It's very strange.
It almost didn't happen. I wish we had.
No.
I wish we had you here in the first half. You had some very nice things to say,
I'm
so we'll get you.
So hard not to fall asleep this morning.
It's
'cause, like,
okay. Don't worry about it. I'm happy we got you for when we did. That makes me really happy. And thank you for saying such nice things. Marie, you got anything? Yeah, I know you're getting to bed over there in Moscow soon here.
No, just thank you for doing this. It's really cool. Before I have never met anyone from the music industry who is in the spectrum, so it's cool to have met you guys, and thanks Adam for giving us a platform to talk about this important thing.
Thank you guys.
I haven't really met anyone either.
Well, now you guys have 4 friends, 4 new friends. And Caswell sounds like he's got a cool band too.
On Facebook, because I think you're.
I have a band too.
You have a band also?
I do.
What are they called?
Coma.
Coma? Like you're in a coma?
Coma, yeah.
So, all right. What's the website? Do you have one?
No.
Okay. Well, when you get one, you got to update us. All right.
Yeah, one single and that's it.
All right. Well, is there a place we can listen to it or no?
It's on Spotify. It's called Bloodbath. It's for like death sports and some mix. I don't know.
Coma called Bloodbath. I like it. I did not see you being in that kind of band, but that's awesome. I don't know why. It's just like I can see it. I'm excited to listen to it. I'll check it out after this. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a good rest of your day. I have a 12-hour drive, so I am going to get going here, and I will. I'm gonna turn off the stream, but don't leave, guys, because we don't have to leave just yet. 1 second.